Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of myths and legends to uncover 7 mythical creatures that really existed. You know, for years, we've been fascinated by these creatures, by the stories, the legends, the fear, and the mystery. It's like this primal part of our brains just can't get enough of it. But what if I told you some of these creatures, these monsters, they weren't just figments of our imagination? What if they actually roamed the earth? We're talking about real-life evidence, historical accounts, scientific explanations that suggest these mythical creatures might have been closer to reality than we think. We're going deep down the rabbit hole, man. We're talking giant squids, ancient fossils, and eyewitness accounts that'll make you question everything you thought you knew. So buckle up because things are about to get wild. First up, we got the Kraken. This thing is the stuff of nightmares, man. Imagine a creature so massive, so terrifying that it could drag entire ships to their doom. Sailors back in the day, they were terrified of this thing. And you know what? They had every right to be. We're talking giant squid, hundreds of feet long, with tentacles strong enough to crush a man. Now I know what you're thinking. Giant squid, that's just crazy talk, right? Wrong. There have been actual sightings of these behemoths, even in recent times. We're talking massive eyes, huge beaks, the whole 9 yards. Scientists have even found sucker marks on whales, marks that could only have been made by something as powerful as a giant squid. I mean, think about it, man. We've only explored like 5% of the ocean. Who knows what's lurking down there in the dark depths? It's the perfect hiding spot for a creature like the Kraken. The pressure, the darkness, it's like another planet down there. These things are like something out of a Lovecraftian horror story. They're real, man, and they're out there. Next up, we got the unicorn. Now I know what you're thinking. Unicorns, those are for kids, right? All sparkly and magical? Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because the real story of the unicorn is a lot more interesting and a lot less sparkly. See, back in the day, people were actually convinced that unicorns were real. We're talking ancient cultures from the Greeks to the Romans to the Chinese. They even had detailed descriptions of these creatures, and they weren't talking about My Little Pony here. They described a powerful beast with a single spiraled horn protruding from its forehead. This wasn't just some cute little pony, this was a symbol of purity, of power, and even of Christ in some cultures. Now what's fascinating is that some historians believe the unicorn myth might have been based on real animals. We're talking about the Siberian unicorn, a massive prehistoric rhinoceros that roamed the earth thousands of years ago. It had a single, massive horn, just like the unicorns of legend. So, was the unicorn real? Maybe not in the magical, rainbow-farting sense, but as a real creature that inspired countless myths and legends? Absolutely. Alright, let's talk about the basilisk. This thing is straight out of a nightmare. Legend has it that the basilisk is a serpent, but not just any serpent. This thing is the king of snakes, and it's got a stare that can kill. I'm talking instant death just from looking at it. Imagine that, man. You're walking through the desert, minding your own business, and bam! You lock eyes with this creature and it's all over. They say it could even wither plants and shatter stones with its breath. Talk about bad breath. Now, the basilisk is a creature of legend, often associated with snakes and serpents. But the idea of a creature with a deadly gaze, it's not that far-fetched. Think about it, man. There are animals in the real world like the spitting cobra that can kill with venom. And there are creatures with incredible camouflage like the chameleon that can disappear right before your eyes. So, is it so hard to believe that a creature like the basilisk with its deadly gaze could have existed? Maybe, maybe not, but it makes you think, doesn't it? Let's talk about the griffin, man. This creature is the ultimate mashup. We're talking the body of a lion, the head and wings of an eagle, and a voice that could shake the heavens. Talk about a hybrid creature. This thing was the guardian of treasure, often depicted in ancient art and mythology as a protector of valuable possessions. They say the griffin was incredibly strong, fiercely loyal, and could spot a liar from a mile away. Now, some scholars believe that the griffin myth might have originated from the ancient world's fascination with fossils. Imagine this, you're a nomad wandering through the desert, and you stumble upon the skeleton of a protoceratops. This dinosaur had a massive frill on its head and a beak that kind of resembled an eagle's. It's not hard to see how someone could look at those bones and imagine a creature like the griffin, right? The griffin is a testament to the power of our imagination, to how we can take pieces of the natural world and create something truly extraordinary. Alright, let's talk about dragons, man. These creatures are the ultimate symbol of power, of mystery, and let's face it, of pure awesomeness. From ancient China to medieval Europe, dragons have captivated our imaginations for centuries. We're talking fire-breathing, flying lizards often depicted as guardians of treasure or as forces of nature. But what if there was more to the dragon myth than just fantasy? There are some who believe that ancient cultures, when they were creating these myths, might have stumbled across dinosaur bones. I mean, picture this, you're living in a time before science, and you find a giant skull with massive teeth. Wouldn't you think it belonged to a dragon? And the descriptions of dragons, the reptilian features, the scales, the fire-breathing, it's almost like they were looking at dinosaur fossils and trying to make sense of them. Even today, there are reports of dragon-like creatures around the world. We're talking about sightings of flying serpents, of giant sea creatures. Now let's talk about the chupacabra. This creature is the stuff of modern-day legend, man. We're talking about a blood-sucking monster that preys on livestock, particularly goats, hence the name goatsucker. Reports of the chupacabra first popped up in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, and since then, sightings have been reported all over the Americas. People describe a creature with sharp claws, glowing red eyes, and a row of spines down its back. Sounds terrifying, right? Now, there are a lot of theories about what the chupacabra could be. Some say it's a type of wild dog, others think it's a coyote with a bad case of mange, but there are also those who believe it's something more, something unknown to science. What's interesting is that the chupacabra seems to share some similarities with other mythical creatures like the Jersey Devil or the Rake. Is it possible that these creatures are all connected somehow? Finally, we come to the Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman. This creature is shrouded in mystery, man. We're talking about a large, ape-like creature said to inhabit the Himalayan region of Nepal and Tibet. For centuries, there have been stories from Sherpas and villagers of a creature that leaves behind massive footprints in the snow. Some describe it as a bear, others as a primate, but the legend of the Yeti persists. Now, there have been countless expeditions to find the Yeti, but so far, no conclusive evidence has been found. But you know what? That's what makes it so fascinating. The fact that there's still this mystery out there, this possibility of an undiscovered creature living in one of the most remote and unforgiving environments on Earth, it's captivating. The Yeti represents the unknown, the wild places that still exist in our world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. See you next time. We've journeyed through history, mythology, and even a little bit of science today, and you know what I think? I think there's still so much out there that we don't know, so much that's waiting to be discovered. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that sense of wonder alive, because you never know what you might find lurking just around the corner.